Our story begins high above the ocean, where a helicopter is flying toward a mysterious island called Isla Nublar. Aboard are a group of scientists. This remote island is where the brilliant scientist John Hammond has achieved the impossible. He has brought dinosaurs back to life after millions of years of extinction. Today, a select few visitors are about to witness this miracle with their own eyes. A short while later, the helicopter lands on the mysterious island. Without wasting any time, everyone gets into vehicles and heads straight toward Jurassic Park. Soon the cars pass through the safety fences and reach an open field. Suddenly, Dr. Alan Grant's eyes fall on a living dinosaur for the first time. For a moment, he can't believe what he's seeing. He immediately tells Ellie to look in the same direction. Seeing such a massive creature right in front of them, Ellie is also stunned. As they slowly move closer, John explains that this giant plant-eating dinosaur is a brachiosaurus. He then takes them a little further ahead, where they see different species of enormous dinosaurs roaming freely all around. The sight makes it feel like they have truly stepped into the world of dinosaurs. But then John gives them another big surprise. He reveals that he has also brought back to life the world's most dangerous predator, the T-Rex. Hearing this, Alan is completely shocked. He can't understand how dinosaurs that went extinct millions of years ago are alive again. To answer all their questions, John quickly takes everyone to the visitor center. There he explains the entire story through an animated film. He tells them it all started with an insect trapped in amber. Millions of years ago, mosquitoes used to feed on dinosaur blood. Some unlucky mosquitoes got stuck in tree resin. Over time, that resin got buried deep underground. Millions of years later, when humans discovered this amber, they extracted dinosaur blood from the mosquitoes trapped inside. Scientists managed to recover fragments of dinosaur DNA from that blood. But the DNA was incomplete, so they filled the gaps by combining it with frog DNA. This is how they successfully brought dinosaurs back from extinction. After that, John takes everyone to the research lab. Luckily, they arrived at the perfect moment. A baby dinosaur was just hatching from its egg. Seeing this incredible sight, John smiled and said that every dinosaur born on this island sees his face first. Then Ian jokingly asks whether it's male or female. Dr. Henry Wu replies that all the dinosaurs in the park are female. This was done intentionally so they can never reproduce and their population stays under control. Meanwhile, Alan notices the tiny dinosaur in his palm. Upon closer inspection, he realizes it's not an ordinary dinosaur. It's a Velociraptor, considered the second most dangerous dinosaur in the world. Seeing Alan's excitement, John immediately takes him to the raptor enclosure. Fortunately, the raptors were being fed at that exact moment. Staff members were slowly lowering a live bull tied with ropes into the raptor pen. As soon as the bull reached the ground, terrifying screams echoed from inside. The raptors themselves weren't visible, but their mere presence was enough to send chills down everyone's spine. Meanwhile, the park's security chief Robert also arrives. He understands the raptors' hunting style very well. After observing them for a long time, he learned that raptors can run at speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. They are experts at leaping long distances, and their intelligence is almost human-like. Then Robert reveals something even more shocking. Every time the raptors are fed, they always test the fence, but they never attack the same spot twice. Each time they probe different sections to find the weakest point, so they can eventually escape. By now, everyone understood that raptors are not just powerful, they are also extremely clever. After feeding the raptors, everyone sets off on a tour of Jurassic Park. They are seated in special automatic electric cars that drive themselves without any driver. This time, John's grandchildren Lex and Tim are also with them. As soon as the cars pass through the massive Jurassic Park gate, their thrilling adventure begins. First, they reach the Dilophosaurus area, where one of the most dangerous carnivorous dinosaurs is kept. Everyone eagerly waits for their first glimpse. But luck isn't on their side this time. They arrived at the wrong moment. After waiting for quite a while, they still don't get to see it. Finally disappointed, the cars move forward. A little later, they reach the enclosure of the park's most dangerous predator, the T-Rex. But here too they face disappointment. There is no sign of the T-Rex anywhere. Seeing the guests upset, John immediately orders a live goat to be released, so its scent would lure the T-Rex out. But even after waiting a long time, the T-Rex doesn't appear. Then Alan smiles and says that it's in the T-Rex's nature. It doesn't like easy, served food. It prefers to hunt and kill its prey itself. Since the dinosaurs aren't showing up for the second time, everyone moves ahead. Suddenly, Alan spots a giant dinosaur lying in the bushes. Without hesitation, he opens the moving car door and jumps out. Ellie immediately runs after him. Watching this from the control room, John gets extremely worried because no one realizes the danger they are heading into. As Alan and the others reach the spot, they see a massive Triceratops writhing in pain on the ground. The security guard tells them not to worry, it's just sick. But seeing such an enormous dinosaur up close for the first time leaves everyone amazed. Ellie guesses that the dinosaur probably ate some poisonous plant. As an animal doctor, she decides to stay and treat it. But then an emergency message comes from the control center ordering everyone to return to the main center immediately. The T-Rex is nowhere to be seen on the enclosure cameras, causing panic throughout the park. Because of this, the rest of the afternoon tour is immediately cancelled. However, Ellie refuses to return. She decides to treat the sick Triceratops first, and then returns safely with the staff. Meanwhile, as the others head back, Dennis in the control room starts preparing to leave. Before leaving, he tells John he needs to do some important maintenance on the system, so the entire park's network will be down for about an hour. John doesn't suspect anything. But the reality was very different. Dennis had deliberately shut down the entire system so the security cameras wouldn't record his actions. 2 days earlier, a big company had paid him $200 million to steal dinosaur DNA. As soon as the cameras went offline, he went straight to the research lab and stole all the valuable DNA samples, hiding them inside a spray can. After that, he quietly takes his car and leaves the park. Meanwhile, as soon as the power goes out across the area, both tour cars stop right outside the T-Rex enclosure. Alan and the others think the power will return soon, so they decide to wait there. During this time, Tim notices ripples forming on the surface of the water glass inside the car, as if something heavy is approaching. Tim quickly puts on his night vision goggles and looks around carefully. His eyes fall on the spot where the goat was tied earlier to lure the T-Rex. But now there is no trace of the goat. Before anyone can react, a bloody goat leg slams against the car window. Everyone is horrified. Suddenly, the park's most dangerous predator, the T-Rex, appears right in front of their car. Seeing it so close, Donald panics. He abandons the kids and runs out of the car to save himself, hiding inside a small toilet on the side of the road. Because the power is out, the T-Rex easily breaks through the fence and escapes. Seeing the situation worsen, Alan immediately tells Ian not to move at all, because at night the T-Rex's vision is first attracted to moving objects. Meanwhile, Lex and Tim in the front car have no idea what's happening. Lex quickly grabs a flashlight from the trunk and starts signaling for help. But this mistake proves costly. The flashlight beam immediately draws the T-Rex's attention toward the children's car. It leaves Alan's car and heads straight for the kids. Seeing the massive dinosaur in front, Tim panics but still manages to slowly close the open door. Both siblings are terrified, praying the T-Rex leaves. But the bright flashlight inside the car angers it even more. It lets out a thunderous roar and attacks the car with full force. Thanks to the strong glass, it can't reach the children, but this only increases its rage. With one powerful shake, it flips the entire car over and tries to tear it apart. Lex and Tim inside the car are slowly sinking into the mud. Seeing this, Alan doesn't waste a second. He grabs a flare, jumps out of the car, and lights it to draw the T-Rex's attention toward himself. His plan almost works, but then Ian also runs out waving another flare, luring the T-Rex after him. Ian runs in the opposite direction with all his strength and throws the flare away. But the T-Rex ignores the burning light and chases Ian. Unfortunately, the direction Ian is running leads straight to the small toilet where Donald is hiding. The next moment, the T-Rex crashes into the toilet with full force. The sudden impact sends Ian flying, and he loses consciousness. But the biggest danger falls on Donald. Now he is face to face with the T-Rex. Before he can react, Alan quickly pulls the kids out of the car while the T-Rex is distracted. But just as Tim is getting out, the T-Rex appears right in front of them. Lex screams, but Alan immediately covers her mouth so the sound doesn't reach the T-Rex. Luckily, it works. The T-Rex doesn't attack them. It keeps pushing the overturned car with its head. Alan and Lex keep shifting position according to the car's movement to stay out of its sight. But soon, due to the T-Rex's repeated pushes, Alan and Lex reach the edge of the floodwater. There is no escape route left. Sensing the danger, Alan quickly lifts Lex onto his back and starts climbing down using the steel cables. But at that moment, the T-Rex pushes the car right to the edge of the ditch. It looks like the car is about to fall on them. Realizing the danger, Alan swings the steel cable with all his strength, and they reach the other side. They narrowly escape death. Meanwhile, in the control center, John and his team are desperately trying to restore power. But the system lock is causing a lot of delay. John's biggest worry is Lex and Tim, who are still trapped in the T-Rex area. Finally, he decides to take a big risk and sends Robert to bring the children back. Seeing this, Ellie doesn't hesitate either and immediately gets ready to go with him. Meanwhile, the fat Dennis is speeding toward the east dock with the stolen dinosaur DNA. But due to heavy rain and mud, he can't see the road clearly, and his car crashes through the railing and falls down. When he gets out, he sees his car stuck on a fallen tree. He starts trying to pull the car out using a tow rope. But while tying the rope, a Dilophosaurus appears. Seeing it, Dennis gets terrified but pretends he isn't scared. He slowly starts moving back toward his car. But the Dilophosaurus keeps following him. In panic, Dennis picks up a nearby stick and throws it, thinking the dinosaur would chase it like a dog. But the creature doesn't move. Now Dennis has no way out. He runs desperately toward his car. Before he can get inside, the Dilophosaurus spits poisonous venom on him. Panicking, he gets up and runs at full speed. The Dilophosaurus doesn't stop and spits venom on his face again. Everything starts blurring in front of Dennis's eyes. In panic, he crashes into the car door and falls hard on the ground. He somehow gets up and hides inside the car, thinking the danger has passed. But the very next second, the Dilophosaurus had already entered the car. Within seconds, the dinosaur finishes Dennis off, and the stolen DNA is lost forever. Meanwhile, Alan and Lex are still trapped in the T-Rex area. On the other side, Tim is hanging from a tall tree along with his tour car. Alan immediately starts climbing the tree to save him. After a lot of effort, he reaches Tim and finds him still alive. Before the T-Rex returns, Alan carefully pulls Tim out and starts lowering him down. But the danger isn't over yet. As they descend, the tour car stuck in the tree also starts slipping. Luckily, thick branches slow its fall. Taking advantage of this, Alan and Tim quickly reach the ground. But the next moment, the heavy car falls right where they were. A short while later, Robert and Ellie reach the T-Rex area in their vehicle. There they first find Ian unconscious. Following footprints, they reach the flooded area where they see tracks of Alan and the two children. Meanwhile, Ian suddenly senses something wrong. He sees ripples again in the water. He realizes the T-Rex has returned. Sensing danger, Ellie and Robert run toward their vehicle. As soon as they get in, the T-Rex appears and chases them. Robert drives at full speed, but the T-Rex keeps ramming the car. It seems impossible to survive, but Robert manages to accelerate and leave the T-Rex behind. All three head toward the control center. Meanwhile, while wandering in the jungle, Alan finds a huge tree. All three climb it to spend the night. The next morning, a giant Brachiosaurus approaches and starts eating leaves. Alan tells the kids it's harmless and they can touch it. But as Lex extends her hand, the Brachiosaurus sneezes loudly, covering her in sticky mucus. After it leaves, they continue walking. Then Alan spots broken dinosaur eggs on the ground. Tim is shocked because he thought all dinosaurs were female. Alan explains that because of the frog DNA used in their creation, some dinosaurs may have changed gender and started reproducing in the wild. Meanwhile, Ian and the others reach the control center safely. After failing to restore power, John decides to reset the entire system. The system resets, but power still doesn't return. The chief engineer goes to the power room to restart it manually, but doesn't come back. Ellie and Robert head to the power room with weapons. On the way, they discover the raptor fence is broken. The Velociraptors have escaped. Robert stays back to fight them while Ellie reaches the power room. Robert is attacked and killed by the raptors. On the other side, Alan sees Gallimimus dinosaurs running in fear. He hides with the kids as the T-Rex hunts them. Luckily, it doesn't notice them. They reach the electric fence. Alan checks it and finds it's off, so they start crossing. But Ellie is turning the power back on section by section. Alan and Lex get down safely, but Tim is still on the fence when the electricity returns. He gets shocked and falls. In the power room, Ellie is attacked by a raptor but manages to escape. Alan brings the kids to the visitor center and tells them to hide while he looks for others. But a raptor enters the center. Lex and Tim run to the kitchen to hide. Alan meets Ellie and the others in the basement. The raptors are extremely intelligent and can open doors. Two raptors enter the kitchen hunting the kids. In the chaos, Tim gets separated, but they cleverly trap one raptor in a room. As they reach the hall, the second raptor attacks. Everyone runs to the basement. Ellie tries to close the electronic door while Alan holds it back. Lex quickly reactivates the system and locks the door just in time. Alan calls John for a helicopter. But the raptor breaks the glass and chases them into the ventilation duct. It attacks Lex, but Alan saves her. They climb down using the dinosaur skeleton, but the raptor follows and the skeleton collapses. Two raptors corner them, but suddenly the T-Rex appears and fights the raptors. Taking advantage of the fight, Alan leads everyone out. John arrives with a vehicle and they all escape at full speed. Inside the hall, the T-Rex defeats the raptors. Alan, John, and the others board the helicopter and leave the island forever. John looks at the amber fossil in his hand and realizes his dream is destroyed. But the story of the dinosaurs is not over yet. Many secrets still remain on this mysterious island. What do you think? Should I make part 2 as well? Let me know in the comments. Okay, bye.